We've covered lots of different sports today. I want to now talk about one of my favourite sports.
You're excited about this one.
I am
and
excited.
who we're about to speak to as well.
Well, I don't want to fanboy live on air, but yeah, he's one of my favourite darts players. It's the Grand Slam of darts this week, one of the major tournaments. Slightly different format where it starts off pretty much like a Football World Cup, essentially, where the 32 players that are in it, you have 8 groups of 4, and obviously get out of the group into the last 16. We're into the quarterfinal stage. We've had 2 quarterfinals that was last night. Luke Humphries beating Michael Smith. Ricky Evans lost to Gerwyn Price. So Gerwyn Price and Luke Humphries will be the first semi-final tomorrow afternoon. The 2 more quarterfinals this evening. Luke Littler v Josh Rock should be an absolute cracker. But I'm delighted to say that joining us live right now on talkSPORT is a world champion, a multi-major winner with the PDC, and definitely one of darts' most popular players and one of the biggest characters in the game. It is the Iceman, Gerwyn Price. Gerwyn, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good man. In semi-finals then of the Grand Slam of darts, what have you made so far of how you played this week?
Yeah, obviously started off really slow and lost my first game in the group stages, but didn't let that bother me really, and knew from that point on that I had to, every game was a must-win, and yeah, to get a 5-0 against a good friend of mine, James Wade, in the next game, and obviously I needed to win my last group game then as well, which I did. And yeah, through to the semi-finals, so it's gone all right so far, but there's plenty more in the tank, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And yesterday evening, beating Ricky Evans 16-9. Did you feel as if just as that game went on, your kind of, your quality, your scoring power really shone through?
Yeah, I thought I was the more consistent player. I think my scoring game was decent. He was, hitting the odd 180 out of the blue and putting me under pressure. I missed a couple of doubles and probably lost a few of the legs that I shouldn't have. But overall, it was a decent performance. But if I'm going to win the semi-final, I think I need to go up a gear or 2.
Yeah, and Gizzy, so you play last night, you play on a Friday evening, and your next game is going to be Sunday afternoon. Kind of on a day off when you've kind of got 36 hours, whatever it might be in between games. What do you kind of do on a day off? Are you throwing a lot of darts? Do you stay in the city? Are you with your family? What's kind of a day off looking like, a rest day looking like for a darts player during a major?
To be honest with you, today we just nipped out, had a bit of food. I'm actually in the hotel now watching the England-New Zealand game, so they're doing all right. And then I'll be watching the Wales game later on, so just chill out today.
Oh, well, also, yeah, by the way, I probably should have started with Wales, shouldn't I, really? I mean, it's a good day to have a rest day, right, Gezi? Because you've got a 5:40, you've got Wales-Japan in the World of Rugby, and then at 5 o'clock, you've got Wales-Liechtenstein in the World Cup qualifier. You more confident Wales beat Liechtenstein, or are you more confident Wales beat Japan?
Well, after the way Wales performed last week early on in the game, I think they've got a decent chance, and a game I think they should target to win against Japan. But yeah, I'm not a huge football fan, but hopefully they win as well.
Oh, Gerwyn Price doesn't like football? Come on.
No.
If you had to pick a team to support, who are you going for?
Oh, in football?
Yeah.
So I'm probably more Cardiff than Swansea.
Yeah, it feels like you need to know which one to support there, Gezi. You need to pick one and stick to one and not get confused by that. Good stuff. Tomorrow, Gezi, it's Luke Humphries in the semi-final. Like, when you play someone like Luke, is it almost a case of, if you're at your best, you've got the game to beat him, but you kind of almost feel like if you drop below that level, playing a play of his quality over a long format is pretty hard to get past?
No, not really. I mean, I've played Luke loads of times. I know I have to play well, but that's the same with any player. And these days, everyone can, they can beat anyone. And, Luke, I think, is playing a bit better now the last 2 months. But if you look back over the last 10 months, he hasn't been as good as what he is, when he was world champion and the year before. I think, the Luke Littler coming on the scene and, chasing him for his world #1 spot, I think he's under a little bit of pressure as well, which is, it's nice to be world #1, but it's hard to stay there. But, I say this every time, I'm not worried about who I play. I know if I play my A game, I'll win. If I don't, it's going to be a battle, but I've got a game to battle as well.
Yeah, Gerwyn, you know that, of course, Argentina in the last World Cup, they lost their first game and went on to win the tournament. Spain did in 2010 as well. So
can't lose from here, guys.
There's lots of great comparisons there. But interesting, Luke Humphries said that actually he's probably playing better than ever with that back injury.
Yeah, back injury, yeah. You believe that? I mean, sometimes people just be like, yeah, I've got a bit of an injury. And then if you fail, you've got something to blame. I don't believe he's got an injury, and I'm going out there and I'm playing the best Luke Humphries possible. That's the way I'll focus, and I'm going out there to focus on my own game. And if he plays his best and I do, I'm sure it'll be a good game.
Do you approach that game different in any way, with it being the different type of personality, or was it, as you just say, literally, it's all about you? If you concentrate on you, you'll win.
Yeah, I mean, it's pointless thinking about anybody else. The more you worry about anybody else's game, then already you're off your own game. So no, I literally say it every time. I'll play the board. I'll play the best I can in my game, and I can't control Luke or I can't control any other player. So yeah, I literally don't worry about those and concentrate on my own game.
Give him a little bit of stick tomorrow, Gezi, when you see him, by the way, in the practice room, all this bad back nonsense. Let him know you think he's on the wind-up. Come on, Luke, it's poor from you,
Yeah, I don't mind. I prefer him at his best. He'll bring the best out of me, so hopefully he hasn't got a bad back.
Yeah, no, for sure. And go at this time of year, it's almost impossible not to ask about the World Championship. And I know that, you've, I think, I hope you don't mind me saying, I think now one of the most popular players on the tour. I think there's so many people that would love to see Gerwyn Price get his hands on another World Championship in front of fans. I mean, your form, correct me if I'm wrong, away from TV on the Pro Tour events, I believe it's been better than anybody else. Does it feel as if, Gerwyn, that you're not far away once again from winning another major championship? Because there's so much talk, isn't there, about the Lukes, little Humphries, blah, blah, blah. But it's time, isn't it, Gerwyn Price gets back to winning majors on the biggest stage?
Yeah, but if you look at the last 2 years, then, they deserve all the attention they get. Last season for me was the worst season I've had, but I've bounced back from that. And this season now it's, I finished top of the Pro Tour. I finished top of the Players' Championship, number one seed going into next weekend in the Players' Championship finals. But it's just producing it on the big stage. And I have been doing it in spells, but hopefully 2 more wins and there's another major under my belt, and that'll just give me, make me full of confidence going into the Players' Championships and the World Championship. Because there's not just big money in there, but big money means big ranking points, and that'll put me back in the top 4 for the next 2 years, and that does ease the pressure then go forward.
Yeah, of course. And that's also important, isn't it, as well, for the Premier League, isn't it, to guarantee yourself a place in the Premier League?
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to be in the Premier League, not just, for your sponsors and everything that comes with it. And, to be in the Premier League 16 weeks on a bounce is tough. But, that's what keeps you on form. And I heard Luke Humphries speaking yesterday that, it's that busy now that maybe missing the Pro Tours and maybe missing that major at the end of the year is probably the sacrifice you have to do to be able to perform at your best in the big majors. So I don't know, maybe the PDC will change the way they get a qualifying for the Players' Championship, so we don't have to go to all the floor tournaments, and then we can be at our best when we have a little bit of time off in between.
Yeah, I think Luke said he's going to miss all the Players' Championship events, which is I don't know, maybe his back's really bad. He can't do anything ahead to the Players' Championship events next year.
No, but going in football, let's talk about sort of player burnout or the fixture list, the calendar, and other sports as well. How difficult is it in darts to keep on coming back and keep on being on top of your game every single day that you play?
Yeah, it is difficult, especially when the Premier League's on. And it's like you're wishing the weeks away because it's that busy and you're constantly on the road. And don't get me wrong, I know it's optional, but we do slide in exhibitions as well and put some more time on the road, which is probably stupid. But yeah, with the Pro Tours, like sometimes you can go away on a Tuesday for the Premier League or Wednesday, and then you're not back home till the following Monday. And sometimes you're away for 2 weeks on the bounce. But it can be difficult, and you try and balance it the best you can. But if the ranking or the qualifying system was different for the Pro Tours and the top 16 were already in, you could pick and choose and you don't have to be so busy, but it's whether the PDC do it.
Gerwyn, thank you so much for joining. We also do, by the way, Gerwyn, most years talkSPORT has our own darts competitions, isn't it, Scott? I'm not sure if you've been down there where talkSPORT presenters get involved and have a throw. I think Kirk Bevins has been the kind of the scorer for us recently. Do you fancy coming down to London and getting? I would pay. I want to hear a Gerwyn Price boya live in real life. My favourite part, as much as I love you as a player, the pre-game boya, absolute genius, right? Because it's just aura on the stage, Gezi.
Yeah, well, people seem to, I don't know, they say but then they expect it now, and I'm on stage and I know sometimes I feel like I have to do it, or I haven't performed and the crowd are missing out. So I make sure I get it in before I start playing, just in case I don't do it in the game.
Good, because if you don't do it, I'll be watching at home tomorrow afternoon, really, really upset. Also, by the way, Gezi, Wales legend Dean Saunders has won the last 2 talkSPORT darts competitions. So it's obviously a Welsh thing, isn't it? There we go.
Yeah, Wales v Wales. I'll play him when he wins again.
There we go. Gezi, enjoy the 2 Wales games this evening, and Luke Humphries, Gerwyn Price tomorrow afternoon. Semi-finals of the Grand Slam. Hopefully one more game to follow that, mate. Thank you for joining us, and good luck for the Grand Slam and also the World Championships, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
That is Gerwyn Price, world champion. He's won 1 world championship. He's a multiple-time major champion in the world of darts, and I'm sure he's got at least 1 more world championship in his locker.